This is my latest creation. Here it is again with a different wallpaper. This is a fresh install on one of my machines. The file manager with a bit of a red hint on the close button. You can see I've got Compiz with the Expo running there. And of course I've got the cube. Assortment of apps. It's starting to give a little bit of a clue as to what the system underneath is. Although it doesn't look much like it. That's pretty typical Melbourne weather. Looks like I've snapped the photo just as Compiz was about to close the menu. This is the Compiz settings manager with the software manager. This is the mate color selection tool, which I used several times. And there we have it, Linux Mint 20 with the Mate desktop. And then a combination of Compiz Cairo Dock and the Emerald theme manager. I'm going to go through the same steps on a virtual machine, and what I've done is exported most of the profiles and so forth out of the system that I've built so that I can quickly and easily restore them on a virtual machine. So I'll take you through the steps. Well, this is our fairly standard Linux Mint 20 Mate desktop. You can see I've changed a little bit of the theming in the background. But other than that, it's pretty standard. We'll start with the software manager. I'll be installing Cairo Dock. There it is. While that's happening, let's move the panel to the top and we'll set it to auto hide. We're also going to change the icons. So we'll go into Appearance. As I've already set up some icons in there, and we'll just go to Icons, scroll to the bottom, and there's the icons that I've put in there. We come back and have a look. See, the menu looks a bit different. Just start the file manager as well, so there's a bit of a look at the icon set we're running at the moment. So dark background, different icons, so we've changed it around quite a bit already. Cairo's installed. Let's go back. We need to scroll down on Linux Mint 20. We need this one here, Cairo Dock GNOME or GNOME integration plugin. If you're doing Cairo Dock part of this on a Linux Mint 20 system, you basically need that, otherwise you're going to have problems. You'll still have a few little problems, but that'll sort the majority of them out. We also want Emerald. And there it is there. We'll select the top one. It'll install the themes as well. And we'll go back. You can see it's installed the Emerald themes. So we also want Fusion. There is the Fusion icon, so we'll take that, install. Go into the menu. Cairo Dock, I'm going to right click and go to Edit Properties and hit space -O. That's the letter O, lowercase o, so we'll hit close. And we're just going to log out and log back in to refresh everything. And we've logged back in. We're going to start Cairo. There it is. I've saved a theme for Cairo, so if we just right click and we'll go to Themes. If you don't have a saved theme, you'll get the pleasure of coming in here and setting it up from scratch. We're not going through that now because I've already done that in another video. So if you go and have a look on a channel, there's another video covering that. We're going to hit this little icon down in the bottom right hand corner. And I'll go to Downloads. And there's the Cairo folder. There's my profile that I've saved from the other system. And we'll hit Apply. Hit the check mark. And hey presto, Well, you know, that looks pretty much like the system that we saw at the beginning of the video. However, our theming's still not there and we don't have Compiz yet. We'll start the control center, and in desktop settings we go to Windows and we change this to Compiz. And now I've got a fairly broken computer. We can't move the windows. We've lost our title bars. So no need to panic. We just hit configure Compiz. And we go OK. As I say, I can't move the window, so we'll have to work with it where it is. We're going to go General Options, Desktop Size, and we're going to crank this up to 4. So that'll give us 4 sides on a cube. We need Composite and OpenGL. Then we're going to scroll down and select Window Decorations. So now I've got the title bars back. I still actually can't move the window or resize them. So we'll scroll all the way down and we'll select Move Window. So I should be able to move it now. And Resize Window. Should be able to resize them. And I'm going to take Place Windows and just set that to centered because it'll make it a bit easier for me. And now we've got a basic functioning desktop again. We can close this desktop settings up. We can move and resize our windows. It's pretty much like it was before we broke it. We'll just set a few other things up. We want Expo, and I'm going to select the bottom left hand corner. And now we get this when we go into the bottom left hand corner. The viewport switcher, the desktop cube and rotate cube. I'm just going to zoom the rotate cube out to about 6. And there's our cube, our Expo. We'll come down, I'll just open up Window Decorator. You can see it says up here, GTK Window Decorator. So we'll let that sit there. We're now going to start the Fusion icon. And you'll see it turn up in the panel at the top right hand side here. If we click on it, the Settings Manager is what's up in the middle of the screen now, the Compiz Settings Manager. That's the Emerald Theme Manager. Select Window Manager, we can see it's on Compiz because we've already changed it. And select Window Decorator. We're now going to switch to Emerald, and you'll see that'll change in the Compiz window in the middle of the screen there. So we'll select Emerald. And there you go, see that change, and you saw the theme change. We'll go to another screen. We'll just open a few random windows here. We'll put the File Manager up here. That's what that looks like. And we'll put a couple of others up on the end here. So you can see the theme's taken a dramatic change. We'll come back here. We'll actually move that. Let's move that to another window. We'll work here. So we'll start the Emerald Theme Manager. I've actually got an icon for it on the dock. And we'll make that a little bit more visible. So we're now running Emerald Theme Manager. So if we select a different theme in here, you'll see it changes quite dramatically. Let's have a look how that looks on the File Manager, on there, and on those. We'll have a look at a couple of other random ones. That could probably work. I don't think I've seen that one before. Most of them look fairly different, shall we say. There's wombat, an Australian animal. That looks like a bit of an animal to me. How's it look on the there? That's not so bad. That would probably look okay. I've got some other icons here. Let's go and have a play with those for a moment. Going to customize icons, and we come all the way up here. Azenis icons. Let's have a look at the menu. It's a bit different. Go back and have a look here. That's how that looks. For example, on the file manager, that's not too bad. It's a little bit dark for my taste, but that does look pretty good. That's ambience. It's actually quite a lot of nice themes in there when you start looking at them. I haven't had much of a look. There's a little bit of opacity happening up on the title bars. We'll continue down through here. This was another one I liked. This was fairly plain. Shiki, however you pronounce that. There it is there. You see the buttons pulse, and we also get a tooltip there telling us what the button does. Yeah, most of those icons come through pretty good there. It's the Emerald Theme Manager, which is now in the control center. And I haven't seen that there before. That's the first time I've spotted that actually. So we'll come back to the Theme Manager. And if we go to Edit Themes, while we're still on the same theme, we can start moving these sliders around here and get different look out of it, but I'll put them roughly back where they were. And if we go up the top, so we've got theme settings and emerald settings. So these are sort of global. There's a little note up here about these settings are not part of the theme, so they're stored separately. So what we're going to do is, I'll just show you how to turn this flashing off and to get rid of the tooltips. So use button fade pulse, we deselect that, and now it's just a solid little ring there. And show tooltips, and now there's no tooltips. But you see the cursor goes to the finger. So if we come down here, button hover cursor is a pointing finger. We'll just change that to normal, and now it's normal, just stays the same. Also, if we double click the title bar, you can see it's rolling up the window. I actually prefer maximize restore, like so. So now I've set some global settings for my Emerald Theme Manager, and so I've got my Compiz all working, and most of the settings are sort of how I roughly want them. We'll go back to themes, and here we've got import. We're almost down to the very bottom there anyway. Here's the import. If we go to downloads, and in Emerald, I've got this one here called Qogir, Qogir, however you pronounce that, who knows. There it is down the bottom. That's the theme that we saw at the start of the video from my other system. However, if we go to edit themes, we can see everything's sort of maxed up there. All those top ones are. So we'll go back to themes, and I'll go import, And I'll get the other one that had me on it. So this is the one I've modified. We go open. This is the one we're currently on. And here's the one I've modified. So I've put me on the end of it. You see the edge slightly changed there as I switch between the two. The title bar changes a little bit. If we now go in and look at edit themes, you can see I've moved some of these sliders around a little bit. You can choose some of the buttons. If we move these up here, you can see the outside edges of it change quite a bit there. Fairly drastic change. Settings for the title bars. See the text has almost disappeared there now. So there's quite a few settings in there. There's some more down here, colours and frame. You can round the corners off. So if we select the corners rounding, we can round them off even more. Not everything works on every theme. That looks a little bit spotty from where I'm sitting here now. But you'll get the general idea once you start playing with it yourself. You see this button gets a bit of a red hint to it, the close button. So we'll go back to themes. We'll switch back the icons. And we're pretty much looking at the system that I've got on my computer. Obviously this is just a virtual machine that I'm replicating this in here for the video. But that's pretty much what my other system looks like. I can't really tell the difference here. Maybe the bar's a bit darker up the top there. But that's pretty much what I've got. Now we move this up near the panel. We bring the panel out, you can see the panel's black and the title bar's blue. So we open the menu and type colour, and we can see the colour selection dialog. Let's bring that out and play with it. We're going to pick up the little eyedropper and we'll just click up here on the title bar of this window, and here's our new colour in here. So we'll copy that. If we go to the panel and right click and go to properties, go to background, and here's solid colour. So you can see the preview's white and the panel's white. So we'll click on the preview. We'll click on this little plus, and up here we'll just paste in that number like so. And there you have it. Now you can hardly tell the difference between the panel and the title bar of the window there. I've done a similar thing in Cairo Dock. If we right click on the dock and we go to configure, we go advanced mode, and then under appearance we hit style, and here background color and outline color. So I'll just change those to something else and you'll see it changes fairly dramatically. We'll change the outline color, we'll go to red, we'll select that and we'll hit apply. So now you can see it's got a bit of a red tinge around the edge. So same thing, we click on the main dock color, we hit the little plus, and up here again we paste in our new color and we hit select. So we'll apply that now. There it is, it's still got the red edge, so we'll do the same in there. And apply, and there we go. Obviously the dock doesn't look the same colour there, so you'd need to spend a little bit more time than what I have to tweak that up. It's going to need some different settings there. I don't know an easier way of doing that than trial and error, coming in here, and unfortunately this doesn't preserve. Each time you open it up it just goes back to its default, so it's not very helpful. I'm pretty sure the old system used to be a bit different than that, but that's how it is on Linux Mint 20 at least. So nonetheless, that's how to change those settings in Cairo Dock. We'll go import back onto the Emerald Thema here. And if we go into downloads, I've got a few others here. There's a Windows 7 one. Let's have a look at that. There it is down the bottom, so we'll click on it. There we go. It'll obviously take a little while to work out. So this is the active window on this side. We've got the inactive window over here. We don't have an inactive window, so we'll bring up one. As we switch from one to the other, you can see them change. Get rid of the round corners and see how that looks. As you can see, there's a ton of changes in there that you can make. Moving a few sliders, some make a little difference, some make a lot of difference. You can have hours and hours of fun in there, no doubt. We'll go back to themes, and that's my theme. So just one click and we're back to what I want. So we'll just go back into Windows 7 again, so we can edit the theme. Let's just make some changes. Let's say we like it. We can actually, down here where there's the original theme, so we'll just add to that. We'll just add me or mine or whatever, just so we know it's slightly different. We can save that, close, and if we go back to themes, we'll scroll down again, and there's the Windows 7 Dark default, and there's the Windows 7 Dark with ME on it. So it's pretty easy to change. Or if I want to go back to the one that I've already tweaked myself, like that. And if I want to tweak it again, I can redo it. I could resave that as me too, and resave it. Go back. And here we go, there's the me too one which we're currently using. Unfortunately, you can't delete all these default ones that came. Unfortunately, you can't delete all these other ones, so the delete's greyed out there. But if we come down to the ones that we've done now, we've got the delete option. So let's delete that. It's gone. But as I say, all these ones that were in there when we installed Emerald, unfortunately, we can't delete them, so you're going to have to work around that a little bit. But there you go. Emerald Theme Engine still works in 2020 on Linux Mint 20.